Because in herbal medicine, it is rarely that one disease equal one miracle plant, and that is what the supplement industry is doing to you, is telling you one plant will solve all your problems. And that's not even how holistic systems usually work. We often work with categories like plants for inflammation, plants for wounds, plants for digestions, plants for antimicrobial support, plants for circulation, nutrition, restoring the body terrain. So if a highly harvested or endangered plant is under pressure, like for example Muiri or Prunus africana, can we investigate other plants with overlapping functions? Can we build substitution systems? Can we reduce pressure on endangered species by just studying abundant, problematic, or already managed species? That doesn't mean every plant is interchangeable. It means conservation and herbalism needs to speak to one another, We also need to talk about safety. Medicinal does not mean harmless. Ipomea belongs to the Convolvulus family. Some members of this family are edible, some are medicinal, some are ornamental, some contain very strong bioactive compounds, and some can be so toxic to livestock and even human beings, depending on the species dose, the plant part, the season, the preparation, and amount consumed. This is not a video telling you to use this plant for HIV management or even gonorrhea or syphilis. It's a video asking, how do we study plants properly? How do we respect traditional knowledge? How do we protect rangeland? And how do we support pastoralist livelihoods? How do we avoid overharvesting endangered plants? How do we create value without creating new ecological problems? How do we tell the difference between a medicinal native species and an ecological menace? Because if this little flower outside this compound is carrying so much bigger story, a story of how communities know plants, a story of how science validates questions that sometimes arrives late, a story of how governments manage landscapes, then a story of how livestock, bees, herbalists, and researchers can all be affected by one plant. Now, I want to learn from you. What does your community call this plant? Is there an Ipomea species growing where you live? Is it used medicinally? Is it considered a weed? Does it affect livestock pasture? And have beekeepers talked about bitter honey? And most importantly, how do we build conservation models that do not separate plants from people, livelihoods, and ecosystems?